Apple to unveil its new generations of iPhone and iPad on September 9 in hope of reviving flagging stock value. New iPhone and iPad set to be unveiled on September 9, sources claim. Handset is expected to look almost identical to current iPhone 6. Major overhaul of its internals and a new Touch Force screen expected. Apple saw its stock price drop for a fifth straight day on Tuesday. Apple will unveil its new generations of iPhone and iPad on September 9, sources have claimed. The date of the reveal comes as Apple's usually high-flight stock struggles with the burden of raised expectations. Images apparently showing the next iPhone emerged last month, and the handset is expected to look almost identical to the current iPhone 6, but have a major overhaul of its internals and a new Touch Force screen. Sources in the know have told BuzzFeed News that Apple is planning an event for the week of September 7, with September 9 being the most likely date for its annual autumn media event. Last year's event was also held on September 9, and sources said the latest iPads are also likely to be unveiled. Circuitry and chips inside what is reported to be Apple's next phone have previously been laid bare in a series of leaked images and files. Although the iPhone 6s is likely to keep its base storage at 16 GB, it will have a new near-field communication (NFC) processor and have fewer chips. According to the Wall Street Journal, the tech giant has ordered suppliers to manufacture between 85 million and 90 million units combined of two new iPhone models with 4.7-inch and 5.5-inch displays by December 31. A schematic obtained in Japan suggests the handset will be 7.1 mm thick, slightly thicker than the current 6.9 mm thick iPhone 6. The leaked images were analyzed by experts at fan site 9to5Mag and tech firm Chipworks. They claim the new NFC processor, which is used to make contactless Apple Pay payments, will add a secure element. The schematic was obtained by Engadget Japan. Every year following a major update to its phone hardware, Apple releases an incrementally upgraded handset that features minor tweaks. These tweaks are typically made to boost battery life or performance, while the outside of the phones remain relatively unchanged. Based on the leaked images and files, the iPhone 6s will be an almost identical, but more powerful version of last year's iPhone 6. However, rumors do suggest there will be at least two new features designed to attract new users, namely an updated color range, and Force Touch. Force Touch technology was introduced on the latest MacBook and is also available on the Apple Watch. In addition to recognizing touch, the technology senses force, adding a new dimension to using the screen. It uses tiny electrodes around the Retina display on the watch to distinguish between a light tap and a deep press, and triggers instant access to a range of controls. The new iPhone is expected to borrow the aluminum and rose gold colors used in Apple's watch. Other predicted features include an A9 processor with 2 GB of RAM and an improved 12MP camera, up from 8MP. Apple, the world's most valuable public company, saw its stock price drop for a fifth straight day on Tuesday, falling as much as $5.19 or 4.4%, to $113.25. Apple shares are down 14% since closing at a record $133 in February. That puts Apple in a correction, which is Wall Street jargon for price declines of 10% or more from a peak. Apple sold more than 37 million of its signature iPhones in the last quarter, or 35% more than a year earlier. That drove the company's profit and earnings above Wall Street estimates. But iPhone sales were not quite as good as some analysts predicted, and executives gave a lukewarm forecast for the current period. That has sent the stock into a decline since Apple reported earnings on July 21.